You won't catch on a pop-up in here, mate. Just watch me. Camouflaging your end tackle will catch you more carp. This is true. You know, you obviously don't want it to be too blatant, but I think more important than the rig bits is how the line leaves the spot. For me, that's the most important element of rig camouflage. I think carp don't recognise hooks, leads, end tackle setups to my mind. The thing they do see often is the hook bait, you know, and then they choose whether to eat it or not if it's a visible one. Yeah, for me, not massively important. Hand sharpening your hooks will catch you more carp. People keep telling me this. How many carp do you want to catch? No, that sounds a bit arrogant, doesn't it? I sort of went through the hook sharpening phase when it sort of, you know, when it sort of first came to light, and I tried it, and I've spent a lot of time sharpening hooks, and I was never really that happy with it, and I'm still not happy using sharpened hooks out in the lake. You know, often they're sharp when they go out, but they're not sharp when they come back in. You know, that worries me. I prefer a decent packet sharp hook. And so, you know what, if I've caught a fish on it and it's still sharp and the point's fine, it will go out again. I know that'll have some people cringing, but hey. Rigs blow over time. Well, no, that's absolutely not true. And I'll use my mate Del Smith, rest in peace Del, as a great example. You know, he fished Houghton for 25 years and he used to laugh at everybody looking, you know, with their newfangled rigs, and because he used the same simple mono rig and he put a shot on it when he used to pop up, and he caught those same old carp year after year after year. Watercraft, much more important. Such and such a rig is a big fish rig. Nah, I don't. I think you've got rigs that are less effective, which means that when small carp pick them up, they don't hook them. You know, the bollocks rig that they use at Rainbow is a prime example. Is it a big fish rig? Yeah, it's a big fish rig because it's a terrible rig. Only the biggest, stupidest fish actually hook themselves. It's true, it is true, it's true. Any of the Rainbow boys will tell you they don't want 40s, they don't want 30s, they only want those 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. So they use the most ridiculous rig that only hooks the biggest ones. Big hooks will land you more carp. Do you know what? This is something I wish I could have told my younger self. You know, they often say, if there was anything you could go back and tell yourself as a younger man. And I think, yeah, with hindsight, I spent a lot of time in my early carp fishing years using small hooks, and I suffered from a few hook pulls. But you know, these days, don't lose so many like that because I use 5s, 4s, decent sized bit of metal, and they tend not to come out. Adding a tungsten sinker or two to your Hooklink ensures that it sits perfectly flat on the lake bed. Yes, I think so. I think adding weight to your Hooklink to keep it down is cool, but I tend not to use a long enough Hooklink to really need a lot of weights and sinkers on it. Anything sort of under 8 inches, once you've got that one bit sort of below the hook, do you need any more? I don't think so. You won't catch on a pop-up in here, mate. Just watch me. A complicated rig catches more carp. A complicated rig often catches more anglers. Simple, effective rigs catch carp. The palm test is a good indicator as to how well your rig turns. Well, that's true, but how well your rig turns, does that really matter? What's the palm of your hand got to do with a carp's mouth? My Hooklink kicks away from the lead every time. Well, if you've got a stiff boom section, then yeah, it will kick away from the lead every time, unless it lands on top of something, in which case you're not fishing anyway.